Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me in this live section. So good evening everyone. Good evening. Wherever you're watching me from, you're welcome to this live section. So guys, something happened. Wahala. I don't even believe that people would drag Aloy Ejimakor. So currently Aloy Ejimakor is under fire, guys. Yes, people are dragging him, saying that he's not Nnamdi Kanu's legal team, that he should not pose as Kanu's counsel. Wait a moment. Now I'm gonna read out what this person posted. Now you're going to know what this person said and then the truth behind it. Guys, stay with me in this live section because this man actually said something that I feel it's not actually right, and I'm going to be, reading it out in this live section. So he came out to accuse Aloy of so many things. But this Aloy Ejimakor is somebody that we know right from time, that has been, that has been together with Kano fighting for his release. Even recently, he came out to, say how everything happened. And if you have not watched that video, in this live section, you're going to, come across that video. Yes, Ejimakor Aloy came out to explain how everything happened, the injustice against Kano. In fact, he said a lot of things. In case you have not watched that video, I'm going to play that video in this live section. Now, before we move on, let me just read out what this man posted on Twitter. So now I'll be reading it out for everyone to hear. So Aloy, this man, his name is Emeka Gift Official. Yes, he posted this thing a day ago on his Twitter account. He said, Aloy Ejimakor is a family lawyer of Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody is dragging that with him. He should continue as their family lawyer, but he should not shamelessly drag himself into IPOB. We don't need this, his two-faced sword lawyer in IPOB. What is Aloy coming to counsel in IPOB? He has created enmity and division everywhere in IPOB, common to create, cordial relationship between the leadership and our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. He couldn't, and he called himself special counsel. Maybe special counsel in chaos and confusion, because that is what we are seeing from him. You claimed you are a counsel to IPOB, but you're in enmity with IPOB leadership. You're in enmity with almost everybody in IPOB. Who are you canceling in IPOB, Mr. Cancel? You have F9 in your counsel profession. Go and learn from professional lawyers who manages origination, and you be ashamed of yourself. Now, this is what this man posted on his Twitter page a day ago. Now, let me continue with that conversation, with what he said. He said, when you refer yourself as counsel to IPOB, don't you feel ashamed? You bear a bogus name. You do not understand its meaning and function. Go and read the roles of lawyers who manages group and organization. They come and out check your relationship between you and the movement you claimed you are canceling, and be ashamed of yourself. People should respect themselves. So this is what this man said. His name is Emeka. His Twitter name is Emeka Gift Official. He posted this thing a day ago, trying to drag Aloy Ejimakor. I feel he said this thing after some days, Aloy Ejimakor came out to say a lot of things. In fact, the untold truth about Nnamdi Kanu, what happened, the extraordinary redemption, the process, how they tortured him. I feel he said this thing after that video Aloy Ejimakor dropped on his official Twitter page. Now, I want to actually talk about this thing. That is why I brought it here. Now, this man made so many comments about Aloy Ejimakor. He said he's not a professional lawyer, that he's an F9 lawyer. He's not good in the profession. Now, you guys know, in case you have not seen that video where Aloy Ejimakor, came out to say a lot of things about Nnamdi Kanu, I'm going to be dropping it here so that you can watch and see for yourself. So Aloy Ejimakor is somebody that has been, in fact, he has been fighting for Kanu. In fact, he has, taken Kanu's cases to different high courts, Enugu High Court, and then He won. This is somebody that has been fighting for Kanu's release for a long time ago now. Yes, we see him in every court section of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So this man is coming, and now you guys have already seen the rant. I've already read out the rant. You can see that on your screen as well. You felt the heat, right? But did you see the receipts? All this accusation of, this man Emeka Gift official, saying that he's unprofessional, that he's not Kanu's lawyer, that he did this, he did that. Where is the receipts? You don't just come out to talk without evidence. You just came and accuse somebody of what what you're not sure of. Now, today we're going to be exposing what emotion looks like without evidence and why it matters for the struggle. Now I'll explain everything. This live section is mostly what this man is talking about and the truth behind it, because I've already made my research. He made so many things. Like, let me show you guys, what the comments he made at first about Aloy Ejimakor. Now, this was the thing he said. He said, Aloy Ejimakor is a family lawyer of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody is dragging that with him. He should continue as their family lawyer, but he should not shamelessly drag himself into IPOB. This is how this man was referring to Aloy Ejimakor. Like, when I saw this message, I wasn't happy at all. And he said, if you have a problem with Aloy Ejimakor, I think you should settle it. Don't come and start bringing it to media to say something you don't know. He even said Aloy is not professional in the game. Wow. So according to what Aloy said, he said, we don't need your two-faced sword. According to what this man said, he said, we don't need your two-faced sword in IPOB. But is Aloy coming? He said, we don't need his two-faced sword lawyer in IPOB. What is Aloy coming to counsel in IPOB? He has created enmity and division everywhere in IPOB. Common to create cordial relationship between the leadership and our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He couldn't, and he called himself special counsel. Maybe special counsel in chaos and confusion, because that is what we are seeing from him. You claimed you are a counsel to IPOB, but you are in enmity with IPOB leadership, and you are in enmity with almost everybody in IPOB. Who are you cancelling in IPOB, Mr. Cancel? You have F9 in your counsel profession. Go and learn from professional lawyers who manage origination, and you be ashamed of yourself. So this is what this man said. Now, first of all, I'm going to take this bit by bit. I made my research. When I saw this post, I made my research, to research about what this man said according to what he said here. In fact, he made so much comment about Aloy Ejimakor. And we guys have seen Aloy Ejimakor has represented Kanu in so many courts. We have seen, in fact, in all the court section of Kanu, he always appears, he's always there with Kanu fighting for his release. Yes. And I felt Aloy Ejimakor would have done better if he handled the case file of Kanu in appeal courts than the lawyers that was handling it. Now, if this man has a problem with Aloy Ejimakor, he should settle it and not come and be dragging him here saying he has F9. Me and you know that Ejimakor has won. In fact, he has represented Kanu, and Kanu has won in different courts, both in Enugu High Court, which you will still see in this live section. So I felt this man said this thing because of the post Aloy Ejimakor made 2 days ago. Aloy Ejimakor came out and explained how everything happened, which I'll still show you guys. So now, just like I said, this man came out, ranted, and you guys saw it's on your screen. But the thing is, he did not give evidence of all these things he's saying. He did not give evidence. So now, Aloy Ejimakor is a lawyer who has represented Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in public legal matters. Yes, whether you like his style or not, he has acted in public as a legal advocate. That is one thing I want to tell this man. Whether you like his style or not, he has acted in public as a legal advocate. And that fact is in the public domain. Yes, everybody knows that. At the same time, there have been, public disagreements between some IPOB actors and those close to the leader, that the landscape, overlapping roles, overlapping loyalties, and messy public messaging. He should continue as according to what he said he should continue as their family lawyer, but he should not shamelessly drag himself into IPOB, the two-faced sword lawyer. You should, you have F9 in your counsel profession. Now that's the rant. That's the rant. Let me just tell you guys that the critic says Aloy must stay family alone. That's a neat box, but it ignores reality. People serving public figures often play multiple roles: family advisor, public counsel. The critic statement is a command, not proof. If this man claims he's not a legal counsel to the movement, produce the documents where IPOB officially granted or revoked that status. This man came out to say that Aloy Ejimakor is a family lawyer, that he should just remain as the family lawyer, that he should not drag himself, shamelessly drag himself to IPOB. Now I feel this is IPOB versus an IPOB member and an IPOB member, clashing, which is not supposed to be so. If this man has a problem with Aloy Ejimakor, he should, just settle it and not come and start painting, because he's just coming out to rant. There's no evidence. There's no evidence. He's just making noise, ranting without evidence. He said that Aloy is a family lawyer, and then he should just, stay as a family lawyer. He should not come and say he's a counsel of Nnamdi Kanu. Where is the document that shows that Aloy Ejimakor is not the counsel of Nnamdi Kanu? Where is the document? If he claims that Aloy Ejimakor is not a counsel, he should provide the documents where IPOB officially granted or revoked that status. Because everybody know that Aloy Ejimakor is the counsel of Nnamdi Kanu. Now I'll play a video for you guys, just a clip, for you to hear for yourself what Aloy Ejimakor said about how he introduced himself and everything as Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, his counsel. Yes. And then there's no document. If there is, this man should provide it, showing where IPOB officially granted or revoked that status. Now, this is a clip of how Aloy Ejimakor, how he addressed himself. Take a look, and I'll be right back.
So today I'm wearing two hats. I'm speaking on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu. I'm also speaking on my own behalf. My name is Aloy Ejimakor. I'm the special counsel to Nnamdi Kanu and the indigenous people of Biafra. And I'm speaking to you from a location in Nigeria.
Guys, I'm going to continue that video, but I just played that video so that you can watch and see for yourself and hear for yourself how Aloy Ejimakor addressed himself. He said he's the special counsel of Nnamdi Kanu and the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. And this one is coming out to say that he's a family lawyer, that he's not, Nnamdi Kanu's counsel. And there is no documents that shows that this man is not Kanu's counsel. Now, this sounds so powerful, but it is actually vague. Everywhere is actually absolute. Now, dispute existed long before any single lawyer appeared. Now, in Kanu's case, dispute has happened. Yes, dispute has happened. I will not come and deny that dispute has happened. This man was claiming that what's his name, Aloy Ejimakor, is an enmity, is an enemy, to IPOB and everybody in that movement. Now, blaming an entire movement's complicity on one person is actually scapegoating. He's trying to blame all the problems going on in the movement, in IPOB, on his head. Now, lately, people have been coming out to start blaming Aloy Ejimakor for what I don't know. The other time, they came out and started blaming him for, trying to, or will I say, they said that he was the one that, as at that time he won the appeal court. Now, as at that time that Nnamdi Kanu won that case, when the appeal court came out and said that, Kanu should be released, in fact, they acquitted and discharged him that period. Now, they were actually accusing him for not doing something. Now I'm asking for not fouling something. I'm asking myself, is Aloy Ejimakor do not have he did not have access. He was not handling that case. He did not have access to, he did not have access to Kanu's case filed in appeal court. He cannot just come into that situation and start filing. It's the lawyers of Kanu as at then that had access to that, to his main case file, that had to file to to secure Kanu's released permanently, but those lawyers failed to do that, and that was in the persons of Mike and Ifeanyi Ejiofor. So people were blaming Aloy Ejimakor. While Aloy Ejimakor already has his own, he was already handling a case in Abia State, which he won, Umaya, which he won. And they were blaming Aloy Ejimakor. Like, what I'm saying is that lately they have been coming out to come and bash at Aloy Ejimakor. Now, this one has come out to say that, he's not a counsel. It's not Nnamdi Kanu's counsel, saying that he's F9 in law in the council, calling him, trying to say that he's a problem in IPOB movement. This is something that the public will not actually accept, because Aloy Ejimakor has been the person in the front line. Yes, if you ask me now, the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu that I know have been in the front line, number one is Maxwell. Number one is Aloy, because we always see him in the front line. This man that is saying this, I don't know him. Like, nobody knows him when it comes to Nnamdi Kanu's case. Yes, Aloy Ejimakor is the first person, in the front line, followed by Maxwell. These are the two lawyers that, even this, he's led, the one that is leading them now, is not even, people don't mostly see him. People that represent him, that come out to update the public on what is going on about Nnamdi Kanu's case, is Aloy Ejimakor and Maxwell. These are the people that are there that the public see, that are fighting for Kanu. It's not like others are not fighting for him, but they are not, people don't mostly see them, or maybe I don't know them. So now this man is trying to say that Aloy Ejimakor has been the one putting on the problem, in fact causing problem between IPOB, causing problem in the movements between Nnamdi Kanu and the rest. Now the truth is that trying to blame an entire movement's internal complicity on one person is scapegoating. I know that there is problem in that movement, there are some problems that happen, yes, but trying to blame it on Aloy Ejimakor's head is actually scapegoating. If you say someone created enmity everywhere, list the incidents, the dates, and the direct cause, the direct, casual link. Show proof. Don't just come out and blame someone for what the public don't know. This thing is saying that nobody knows about it. Insult does not replace competence review. If the critic wants to attack professional competence, show example of legal errors, missed deadlines, or sanctions. Without that, it's just making noise. He said that that he's unprofessional. Yes, this man claimed that Aloy Ejimakor is unprofessional. If you want to actually show that he's you don't just come out and start insulting. If you want to show that this man is unprofessional, come and list his legal errors. Come and list the missed deadlines. Come and list, sanctions. Without all these things, you're just making noise, trying to call him F9. Titles are political tools. Now this man talked about the special counsel, that he's not a special counsel of Nnamdi Kanu. And I want to now tell him that titles are actually political tools. The real discussion is, did he overstep his authority when speaking for the movement? Did Aloy Ejimakor overstep his authority when he was speaking for the movement? If yes, point a specific instance with a documented harm. Again, evidence is key. Don't just come out and start saying what you don't know. Now, this rants bundles valid concerns with languages. The way the man actually talked about Aloy Ejimakor is what I won't even like. The public will not find it funny. Now, take a look. Why I felt this man came out to say this thing was because Aloy Ejimakor made a video concerning how he addressed himself as Kanu's special counsel, and then he talked about how Kanu's case went, how everything happened that people don't know. Take a look, guys.
So today I'm wearing two hats. I'm speaking on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu. I'm also speaking on my own behalf. My name is Aloy Ejimakor. I'm the special counsel to Nnamdi Kanu and the indigenous people of Biafra. And I'm speaking to you from a location in Nigeria. The man, Nnamdi Kanu, is well known. He's everywhere. He's on Wikipedia. He's an internationally acclaimed freedom fighter. But there's just a few things I need to tell you about him. What brought him to limelight was the formation of the indigenous people of Biafra in the United Kingdom in 2012. Simultaneously, he also founded Radio Biafra. And these two organizations were aimed at one thing: liberation for the people of Biafra or restoration of the former Republic of Biafra that went defunct in 1970. The right to self-determination is a right that is guaranteed internationally, domestically, and continentally. It's within the black letters of Nigerian law at Article 20 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. The right to self-determination is guaranteed. So the formation of IPOB did not break any law. Not laws of United Kingdom, not international law, not Nigerian law. But guess what? When Nnamdi Kanu, who was born in Nigeria, but who acquired British citizenship later on, came to Nigeria in October 2015, the government of President Muhammadu Buhari, which had come to power in May, decided to arrest him. He was not arrested between 2012 and 2015 because the government of the day at that time understood that self-determination is not a crime. But the government that came into power in 2015 in May decided that self-determination is going to be treated as a criminal activity. So he was arrested in Lagos. He was charged for treason, also for insulting the president and illegal importation of ready equipment. 3 charges. The treason one, they split it into 2, treason by himself and treason by conspiracy. This thing went on from 2015 until April 2017, when he was eventually granted bail. So he was detained for nearly 18 months. After granting him bail, he returned to his ancestral home in the southeastern part of Nigeria, and he was enjoying his bail when suddenly, between 10 September and 14 September 2017, the Nigerian army, without any justification whatsoever, levied lethal, massive military operations against Nnamdi Kanu's ancestral home. That day, he was sitting at home with so many people, his family members, including his 2 elderly parents. The attack was lightning, it was a bleakridge, it was massive, and it was not the type of an attack you will expect a national military force to levy on a civilian location. But they did. At the end of the day, 28 people lost their lives. Nnamdi Kanu sustained injuries. His parents sustained injuries as well, but somehow, by the grace of God, they all managed to escape. From there, the rest is history. And because there was a national and international manhunt for him by the security forces, which rules of engagement was to shoot, not to maim. If you see Nnamdi Kanu, if you encounter him anywhere, shoot not to maim. Not to maim, but shoot to kill. That's what they went there to do on 10 September, but they didn't succeed. But it went on. They went on in a manhunt. So Nnamdi Kanu was forced to flee the municipal boundaries of Nigeria in search of safe haven overseas. Eventually, in May 2021, he settled in Kenya. He entered Nairobi and settled in Kenya somewhere. He never knew that Nigerian security forces, the international branch of it, were laying in wait for him. They led an ambush for him. So on 19th June 2021, he drove himself to Jomo Kenyatta International Airport on a personal errand. As soon as he drove into the parking lot and alighted from his vehicle, several well-armed security men suspected to be of a mixture of Nigerian and Kenyan security forces swooped on him, grabbed him, abducted him, and put him forcibly in a vehicle and drove away. Well, they didn't take him to the police station. They didn't take him to immigration because he was a foreigner. He should have been taken to immigration. They didn't take him to any official law enforcement facility. They took him to a secret location in Nairobi, a non-official secret location. So in effect, they disappeared him. And they kept him at that secret location for a whole 8 days. And those 8 days he endured horrendous torture. All these are matters of record between the various tribunals and courts before whom this matter has been brought. I cannot begin to give you all the details. Horrendous torture in violation of basic human rights, in violation of the laws of Kenya, Nigeria, and the international community. When Nnamdi Kanu was abducted on 19th June 2021, the proper thing that should have been done is to take him to a police station, from there to a court. And then if you wanted him back in Nigeria, you subject him to what is called extradition proceedings. This is a basic tenet of the law that you see in the laws of any nation. Kenya has an extradition act to which Nnamdi Kanu should have been subjected. But guess what? They didn't do that. They rather disappeared him for 8 days, tortured him to their heart's content. And on 27th June, they secretly brought him out from this location and took him through the back doors, evading Kenyan immigration, direct to the tarmac of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, Nairobi, where a private plane was waiting. They bundled him into the plane, chained him to the chair, and everything. He endured 5-6 hours flight from Nairobi to Kenya in the most excruciating circumstances. They arrived in Nigeria late in the evening and the plane flew back to Nairobi. They took him to the headquarters of the National Intelligence Agency in Abuja, where he spent the first night with all the lights left on to assure his maximum discomfort. The following day, they transferred him to the headquarters of Directorate of State Security in Abuja. And on the third day, they brought him before the Federal High Court in Abuja. The Federal High Court was well aware that Nnamdi Kanu has counsel of record. It was an open case, it wasn't a new case, a pre-existing case. But the Federal High Court decided to conduct the arraignment in violation of his constitutional right to counsel, and that arraignment led to the indefinite detention with which we are struggling today.
So guys, you can see that Aloy Ejimakor has been in the front line fighting for Kanu's release. So this man that is coming out to rant consigning him, saying that he's just a family lawyer, that he should not come and pose as Kanu's special counsel. The truth is that there is no document that said Aloy Ejimakor is not Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer. Yes. So if he's talking, he should come and talk with proof. Because I've always been supporting, what Aloy Ejimakor has been, doing for Nnamdi Kanu, and everybody appreciates his work towards, what he has been doing. Aloy Ejimakor has been there in every court session of Nnamdi Kanu. He has been there. He has been there fighting for his release. So this person should just come and, show his proof of everything he said. Calling Ejimakor an F9 lawyer or whatever, that he's unprofessional in counsel, what is it are trying to counsel, is what the people will not see, people will not find it funny. Lawyers who blow rules can create confusion as well. Now the movement should clarify who speaks for whom. Publish the official document that proves your claim. That is just it. If you cannot, then retract and apologize to Aloy Ejimakor. Handle disagreement internally first. If you have problem with him, handle it with him. Don't just come to the media and start, start saying a lot of things that you don't even know about. If you have receipts, then, publish it to the public as well, that this is what is actually going on with Aloy Ejimakor, and stop, as you're talking, see, evidence is key. Evidence is key. Evidence is key. Now, this Aloy Ejimakor that he's saying that is unprofessional, that he has not done this. Me and you know that Aloy Ejimakor has won so many case, for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He has represented Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and he has, made Kanu proud. He has made Kanu proud, which I'm going to be telling you in this live section. Now, you guys know that Aloy Ejimakor, you know, secured a landmark victory at Enugu High Court in October 2023. This is somebody that he called unprofessional, and then his F9. Aloy led a case, suit number E/20/2023, against the Southeast Governors firm and the federal government. The court ruled that IPOB proscription was unconstitutional and discriminated on ethics grounds. It declared self-determination is not a crime, ordered apologies, published and awarded 8 billion naira in damages to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, Aloy Ejimakor, represented Kanu in the Enugu High Court and then he won. Secondly, this is somebody they call unprofessional. See all his records. Now, he also won, he represented Kanu in Abia State High Court, a high court in Abia State in January 2022. The court ruled that the military raid on Kanu's home in 2017 violated his fundamental rights. The government was awarded to pay 1 billion naira in compensation. This decision was tendered as evidence, but the defense in letter proceedings. Like this man said, when I came across his post, I actually went to make my own research on it to see that what he's saying is not actually what's in my findings. What he's saying is actually contrary to it. It's not making sense. This is the man he called unprofessional and called him all manner of names, but he's the one that has this record of victory when he represented Kanu. He also represented Kanu in the Court of Appeal. In late 2022, the Court of Appeal discharged Kanu on grounds that his extraordinary redemption from Kenya breaches fundamental right. This ruling was subsequently remitted by the Supreme Court. Now, let me now tell you that this man said that he accused Aloy Ejimakor he accused Aloy Ejimakor of so many things. Now, let me now tell you that Aloy Ejimakor has delivered real and documented victories. In October 2023, he led Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to an Enugu court win, overturning IPOB's proscription, ordering apologies and 8 billion naira in damages. Back in January 2022, he secured 1 billion naira from the government for unlawful military conduct. Let's weigh the frame of the rant against court, transcription and ruling. You can see that everything this man is saying is just, is contrary, because I made my own findings as well. Now, for this man that is saying this thing, he might even go viral for this rant, but calling a man two-faced, demanding he stay in the family lawyer lane, telling him to be ashamed. Wow, it's actually a good drama, but drama is not truth. You can come and accuse somebody of something, but it's not actually, it doesn't make the person, it doesn't actually prevent the truth. Public records. I'm going to show you guys public records and quotes. Now, if you want someone embarrassed, show proof. If you want to embarrass someone, you show proof. If what you want is justice for the movement, stop the pretty attack and focus on facts. Now, all we're talking about is Kanu's release. What this man should be pushing for is, the federal government. They should be attacking the federal government to release Kanu, because they are the ones holding him, not come and face a fellow IPOB member. Now, Aloy Ejimakor is a lawyer who has repeatedly described himself in public as special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he has acted on legal and diplomatic fronts on Kanu's behalf. Now, including petitions and public intervention. That is not some secrets. It's actually on record. At the same time, you watch the video where Aloy Ejimakor came out and said a lot of things about Kanu, showing that he has been in the front line. It did not start today. And at the same time, yes, there have been public frictions. Statements from certain IPOB spokesmen claimed he was, he was causing problem. Other statements from Kanu's family backed by Aloy up. Now that conflict is real and documented. So you cannot truthfully say no one is dragging that with him. And if there are no public disputes, there are actually public disputes. I will not come and say they are not public disputes. Now, this man said he's only a family lawyer. He says stop parading as an IPOB counsel. Now, the truth is that Aloy has publicly styled himself as special counsel to Nnamdi Kanu and has led legal steps for Kanu, including high-profile legal battles and international petitions. It's actually on record. That's on record. The family has also publicly defended him when IPOB spokesman when they dissociated. This is not smoke. It's public. If you disagree with the style of his advocacy, say that, but don't pretend the style and role doesn't exist. That is just it. Now, this man also claimed that he has created immunity and division everywhere in IPOB. If you check, according to what is on your screen, he said he has created immunity and division everywhere in IPOB. The truth is that there have been clashes and disagreements in this IPOB movement. Factions in diaspora, politics disagreements about tactics, statements barring him from visits at times, yes. But everywhere is an exaggeration. Trying to say everywhere is trying to exaggerate. Also note that factions and leadership disputes, predate Aloy. Single out the real causes. Don't use one man as scapegoat for complex. You cannot just blame all the whole problem on his head. You have no understanding of how, this man said that Aloy has no understanding of how lawyers manage groups and organization. Now, legal practitioners do different things as well. Some are courtroom focused, some combine litigation with public advocacy. Aloy's record shows he has pursued litigation, public petitions, and messaging. Whether that's wise politics is, arguable, but it's not proof of incompetence by default. Evidence beats insult. Show your proof. Now, so the man who wrote this rant, your energy would be useful if you're actually pushing for Kanu's release. People will say it, yes. If you want someone fired from a legal team, produce one verifiable example of misconduct that a court committee or a credible public record shows. Not just coming to say things, you keep saying be ashamed. He even said you're a fake counsel. Those are moral fireworks without, fuel. He even asserted that Aloy created immunity everywhere. Yet, when a part of the movement said he was sacked, the Kanu's family pushed back and he said he remained the counsel. Now, there was this time they said that Aloy was actually sacked from the council. This part of the IPOB, they came out and said that Aloy was sacked. What happened? Kanu's family came out and pushed him back into the movement. It's on record. It's on record. So I'll just say one thing: stay in your lane. Language matters. When lawyers become loud public political actors, there's a real risk. Now, let me now say this last thing. Let me just say this last thing. If you're angry or if you have any problem with Aloy Ejimakor, I think you should settle it internally, not coming out to publish what you don't know without evidence. Now, being angry is actually easy. Being right requires receipts. You can be angry and say a lot of things, but being right requires receipts. You have to show evidence of what you're saying. So if your rant was meant to protect IPOB, you actually failed. You inflamed, you handed ammunition to enemies and didn't add clarifying facts. That's not activism, that is actually noise. So as a matter of fact, this man actually made noise without even coming out without showing proof. Evidence is key. If you're serious, publish the evidence, show official documents, or apologize for for what you said about Aloy Ejimakor. Until then, your keyboard, just like you're just making noise. That is just it. That's just it. So you guys are seeing what is happening. Instead of people to be pushing for Kanu's release, they are coming to blame Aloy Ejimakor, which has won so many courts, in fact, has contributed to so many courts, it represented Kanu and then won so many of them. These are them to be pushing for this man here, pushes for Kanu's release as well. But for him to come and start saying a lot of things about Aloy Ejimakor is not what we expect now. Is for these people to be firing the federal government because they are the ones holding Kanu. Leave Aloy Ejimakor. This man has done his part, or he's actually doing his part, trying his best, to release. Definitely, there will be different lies. There will be people that want to cause havoc in the movement, just to frame someone as the enemy in the group. But that's not true. Let us not listen to all these. These are distractions. I will just say all these are all distractions. Focus on the release of Mazen and leave this little distraction. Is he trying to distract the public from? Are you trying to like divert the narrative to to Aloy Ejimakor and leaving what the federal government are doing, or leaving what Justice James Omotosho is doing? You're trying to distract the public from listening to what or concentrating on what Justice James Omotosho is doing in Kanu's case. You all know that these two actually, the federal government, they are actually violating the law, and then justice must be served. That is just it. So, guys, I've come to the end of this live session. Do well to hit that subscribe button if you're new, so that you don't miss out on any breaking news. And then subscribe to this channel, like I said, and drop your comments under the comment section. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night's rest.